wonderfuls. Back to another episode of Helpers High by me, Tiffany. Episode 26. And we're going to talk about love versus choosing. I'm not sure how many of you have, heard it that way before or understand what I'm even talking about yet. So, we're going to dive into this and then bring some clarity to what this topic is actually about. So I've been asked multiple times about Greg and I and how we've been happily together for 33 years. And for a long time, I didn't really have a real answer for that. And I would say things like, we were kids when we started dating. So we had enough time to kind of create each other, to make each other, to understand what we wanted from each other. And how to make each other better, right? So if you're growing up together, then you would assume that the things that you're doing together is what does that, right? There's a saying in the islands that says you have to bend the tree from it little, right? Which means when trees are huge and formed and so forth, it's really hard to change their behavior, to change their structure, to change the way that they grow, right? But when they're little, you see on the street sometimes that they pull a string and they are able to kind of finagle the direction, the path, and make sure that it goes straight up versus leaning to the side and so forth. So that's one of the things that I always kind of thought was the reasoning behind our life. But the truth is, in doing my own healing, and as I continue to do, I don't want anybody here to think that I am talking to you because I have my ish together. That's not what this is about. A lot of this is just kind of a self-reflection. And as I continue to learn in my own space, I'm also kind of bringing it to you to just make things click and make some things happen for yourself. But again, I finally understood something that I didn't think that I ever truly understood, at least this deep. And it really changed the way that I see love completely. So Greg and I just don't love each other. We've been choosing each other for 33 years. I know. Hey, nobody's old here. But let me explain. There is a huge difference between being loved and being chosen. So I heard a Instagram post that kind of jogged this understanding for me, and I said, you know what, this is a wonderful episode to create, because even though it wasn't new news for me, it really was that eTiffani moment where you start to realize why certain things play out the way that it does. Now, and I know that there are plenty of people who love each other, but relationships don't work for them, right? So, there's friends that try to be a little bit more romantic with each other. As friends, they're amazing. As lovers, right? So, being in love, of course, as you know, means that someone feels something for you. It's really that simple. Okay. Now, it's affection, it's attraction, it's admiration. But love is not a standalone product. What do you mean by that, Tiffany? It needs support. Love does not stand alone. It needs intention, it needs consistency, it needs effort. Or else it just leaves you feeling unseen, unsupported, and unsatisfied. Why? Great question. Because love is a feeling, and feelings fluctuate, feelings fade, and feelings can at times even be selfish. Just because someone loves you doesn't mean that they won't lie to you. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't take you for granted. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't choose themselves when it's inconvenient to choose you. So if they're not making consistent, deliberate efforts to consider you as their first thought before making their decisions, then they're not really choosing you at all. Not now, and not especially behind your back where you can't see them. Because love without action is just performance. It's like clowns at a circus. And I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in joining any circus. But I absolutely see some of the circus type performances. Now, listen, being loved is a great thing. It has somebody there who shows up for you, something they're waiting. And, babe, we watch a lot of um, doggy type of performances on Instagram. I don't know, probably an unhealthy amount. But we love to see like the dogs who like greet. Oh my god, especially like when the military leaves for a long period of time and then they come back and that dog, oh my god, talk about heartstring moments. That dog did not forget a thing. They can be gone to duty for 5, 6, 10 years. They come back and that dog was just like waiting for them. Anywho, the greeting that a dog gives you every day. That is super love, right? Like you come through the door and they're wagging their tail and they're jumping on you and they couldn't wait to see you and they missed you. They've missed you. It's so good. I still don't want a dog in my house, but I love to see it. Now, when somebody is making decisions that somehow are your thought of, for example, you're going to the fridge to get orange juice and you realize that you and your mate love a cup of orange juice every day. You pick up the orange juice and there's just one cup left in that bottle. Do you drink it? Or do you say, let me do half and they can get half? Or do you say, I'm going to skip it. I'll do coffee instead. I'll leave the whole cup that they're used to for them. Those are simple decisions, but they are active responses to when you are choosing someone. So being chosen doesn't mean uh, I'm pointing you out. Being chosen means that somebody is going to show up for you on purpose, with purpose. It means that you're not just being pursued, you're being prioritized. It's it's good. So you're considered in their daily decisions. You're protected in rooms that you're not even in. When somebody actually chooses you, they won't allow other people to not be respectful. Even if you were not in the room, either the person who's about to talk sideways looks at that person and knows better, or they try it anyway, and immediately the one who chose you stands up and says, not on my watch. That's how you know that you're chosen. That's one of the signs that you're being chosen. Chosen is a commitment, it's action. It's someone saying that even when it's hard, it's the right thing to do. And because I choose you, I'm in. Now, once I understood the difference, I realized that's exactly what Greg and I have for this entire time. We don't just love each other. Oh, look at us. We have chose each other again and again. And the love that we have, it doesn't need to be questioned. It doesn't need to be proven. We don't have to beg for respect. We don't need to perform. We are not clowns, baby. So if you're just realizing the difference between being chosen and being loved, welcome, because it really truly wasn't a Tiffany for me. I understood that there was a difference sometimes, and I understand that sometimes people are in love and they can't make it work and they go to counseling and they this and they that. There's things too. Well, I'm going to get into that. Let me pause right there because I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but I want to connect it. I want to tie this all in. And the truth is, you've been trying to make people pick you, and that doesn't work. So, whoever that is that you and them are not sure of, but you've poured in, poured overflows, continue to give, and they are not choosing you. And I say this ever so kindly, F them. Yeah, pick yourself. How about that? Choosing doesn't stop at relationships. I know. You know I was going to take it there. I just told you I was. Let's talk about how it appears and how it looks in your everyday life. It's the same pattern with everything that we do. Whether we admit it or not, we are always choosing. Even when we say words like, I'm stuck here, I can't get out, I can't get past, it's not working, I hate it. Whatever you're saying, you're choosing it. If you continue to show up every day to spaces that you don't feel satisfied on, you have to know that you're choosing it. The question is, are you choosing it with a plan? Are you making the exit that you're going to need soon? Because if it's a place that doesn't satisfy your soul, eventually it becomes a place that you will no longer be in, whether it be your choice or someone else's choice. Now, if we choose to stay in these situations that don't fulfill us, then we have to own that. We do have to own that. You choose to numb yourself with maybe an adult beverage or a distraction instead of facing the truth. We put other people's needs above our own values. And that we do. We do often as adults. That happens probably daily. You know darn well you don't want to be doing something, but yet it's the needs of the greater good, and you're a trooper, you got this, all of the things. But if we're being real, being unfulfilled is not a punishment, nor is it bad luck. It's a pattern of our own choices. Now, having my Caribbean Latina background, we like to say people are bad lucky, which means unlucky. But sometimes the language is a little scripted, flipped. So you would hear people say, oh my gosh, if it wasn't for bad luck, they would have no luck at all. I've heard that growing up. People blame things on luck, and really none of it is luck. It's your choices, and your choices have consequences. Sometimes the consequences are great and works out in your favor, and sometimes they're horrible. But if you have a streak of bad luck, then that also means that you're making a streak of bad consequences, whether it's the choices that you're making or the people that you're choosing to be around. Sometimes it's not you purposefully doing it to yourself, but the positions, the places, the people that you've surrounded yourself with are calling that action to you. Okay. So I don't know who needs to hear this or whose story this is besides my own. But I have to tell you, this one hit me hard because I never truly understood, even though I knew being loved is a feeling. Right? People say like, oh, do you feel like you're in love? Are you in love? And you think, but choosing someone is different. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So that truly helped me to understand some of the whys and some of the answers that I've been looking for. So I reflected a lot on my current relationships, my current situations with people, with places. And the truth bomb is I often chose comfort over courage. God, almost too many times to understand that. And it's sometimes the places that you are in life. And I don't want you to think that anyone is at the place that you are at right now. I am figuring these things out for myself due to a need to satisfy my own self, to understand my purpose, to understand my next steps, to understand where I'm going to make the greater of the good difference in life. Some people are truly just trying to make a good difference today, and there is nothing wrong with that. But we are not going to be on the same page because you're trying to make it to 8 p.m. and I'm trying to make it to 2030. There is a different course of action that we need to take to be successful. Do you understand? Okay, perfect. Now, facing that truth has not been easy, but it's been necessary. And if you don't like your current situation, you are in control of that. You're choosing to stay and play or to move forward. When you decide to move forward, you have to know that there are going to be consequences. Some things can't go with you to your next steps. Sometimes they're people, sometimes they're places, sometimes they're things that you truly loved. Whew, let's do this. Let's do a quick Helper's High pulse check. All right. Let's just do a few thoughts out there. I'm going to ask some questions and reflect for yourself for a moment. So, are you in relationships that you're being loved but not chosen? Now that you understand the difference between somebody loving you and somebody choosing you, do you realize that some of your relationships are based solely on love and they are not choosing you? Okay. Are you living your life to its full potential, or are you just tolerating what you've been given? Is your life full of choices that you would be okay with staying with for the next 5 years as is today? No need to change. My home life is good. My work life is good. My finances are good. The way people treat me is good. Everything that I have right now can last 5 years as is, and it would be perfect for me. If so, dude, you got this. You don't even need to be here, to be honest. The rest of us are trying to figure out how we're going to make it for the next 12 minutes. All right, look around your life. What is still in your life because you are choosing it, even though you know that there is more that you could be getting out of it? So let me give you like that watch. You know the watch that you've replaced the battery on 3 times? Yes. It's worth it, right? You've invested some dollars in that watch. The battery is cheap in comparison and you love it, right? That dress in your closet. I had a girlfriend tell me she has a dress in her closet that she hasn't worn in years, but she keeps saying to herself, one day, one day. We all do that. I have a pair of boots that I have had probably for about 20 years. They are my favorite boots. I bought them in New York. I bought them in Macy's. It was the moment that I bought them. It was the most comfortable boot that I've ever owned up to that point, and it still remains. And I have one or two shoes. But these particular boots, I've had the heel fixed on them at least 3 times, about every 5 years or so, which I think is still worth the value. The heel itself just is like, it's had enough walking. And it's like you need to get a new heel. But the boot itself, I kid you not, they look like I just bought them. They are in perfect condition. I love them. I boxed them. They have the little pads in there for moisture, everything. I love these boots. Now, my investment has been worth it. At the time, they were the most expensive boots I had ever purchased. I will not be getting rid of these boots, but I choose to fix them, to keep them, regardless of what that heel does to me. The boot is still worth it, and I choose it. Get it? Okay, good. Now, that car, let's talk about that car. Girl, you know, that car has done its time. The repair bills are more than the car is worth, but you love it, right? I know. And there's no car payment. I get it. These are things that we choose. Conversations with friends, family, coworkers that drain your soul. Sometimes people are in our lives for their purposes, and sometimes they're in our lives for our purposes. What do we need to learn from said relationship in order to move to our next career path move? And career meaning life move. I shouldn't even say career because this has nothing to do with work, but just in general. What do we need to master now so that we can get to the next step? I feel like because life is some type of game, that there's always something that keeps you in this space until you learn from that moment and then you earn the right to advance. Now, those finances that don't match your expectations. I don't know about you, but regardless of how much money I get, how much money I make, it never matches my expectations. I feel like there should be more. And it's not because I'm not grateful, and it's definitely not because I don't understand that there are a lot of people who have less. That is not what this is about. This is about wanting more for yourself. I love to be able to do for other people. The more that I have, the more that I can give. There's all good reasons in it for me. My finances do not match my needs. Now, maybe even that extra little habit that you've picked up, the satisfying drink after work to unwind, maybe a smokable product, the food that doesn't love you, but you love it. What do all of these things have in common? And what they have in common is that we choose them. Yes. They did not go down our throat by accident. They did not show up on our door by accident. They are not in our closet by accident, stuck in the back. We are choosing to keep them, do it, let it ride on, whatever it is that your thing is. We are choosing it. So they get to stay because we're giving them permission. And it's as simple as that. So you've made sacrifices to keep them in your life, our peace, our joy, our health, just to keep them. I talk about the food item and those damn McDonald's French fries. Nobody. Okay, everybody wants them. No, nobody wants them. Okay, you know what I mean. You smell them, and there's something that those McDonald's French fries represent that just let you know that you at least have to take one. So you buy the one pack, and then you kind of share it amongst all the people who are there just to satisfy that little taste that you need to have, and so forth. Yes, that item that you know darn well that you're not supposed to have in your possession, but it makes you feel good. It's a little comforting at times. It's nostalgic. You used to do it. You always do it. It makes you feel good. Okay. I love music. I choose music. Yes. The lady in the corner, she plays all of my hits. I choose it. It makes me feel good. Okay. All of the things. You get it. So that's why sometimes, when we say people are making these choices, you are trying to help them sometimes get what you heard them say as stuck, is what they call themselves, and you're trying to get them unstuck. So you support trying to help them get past their addictions, is what it is at best, because they're choosing it to a point that they're not choosing always the right thing. If any of you have had somebody in your life that struggled, for example, with substance abuse, then you know that this is not easy, because even though when they are not under that substance, they tell you all the right things. They don't want this. It's not who they are. They're going to do better. They give everything that you want to hear is what they say. And then somehow you find out that nothing has stopped for them. They go straight back to it, whether the person or the thing, if it's a drug itself, or it's a person that's a drug, or if it's a place that they go to that they shouldn't, they go right back there. And it's like you and them never had that conversation. But the truth is, you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. They are going to choose their vice, even when they know it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. Why are we here? What are we doing? Why am I saying this? Why am I inhaling this? Why am I drinking this? Why am I with you? It is not the right thing. It doesn't even feel good to them sometimes. Yet, when they're choosing it, it's going to be something that they commit to. Yes. So we are not victims. We are actually strong-willed, intentional decision makers. Yes. And when we own that, we reclaim our power. We like to say someone made us. And the truth is, no one can make you. You are choosing these things. They are satisfying some part of you, even though they're disrupting another. You are choosing that small piece of satisfaction is worth the disruption that it causes. It's like the wake in the ocean when the ship passes by. You're choosing that this path is worth it. I will make the ripples in this ocean because my ship needs to pass here. Listen, Okay. So if you are truly ready for change, I don't want to just be here telling you about the things that you should do differently. I want to give you a tool. But again, if you choose not to use it, so be it. But here it is. And I should charge for this shit because this is how you're going to find your actual purpose that's next for you. So if you're ready to change, let's do this. The first thing that you will do is you will grab a clean piece of paper. And yes, I said paper, like prehistoric days, like what us old timers use. Not your tablets, your iPhones, your Androids, none of that. This is a piece of paper. Sit down with yourself and your thoughts. Get a pen, an actual pen. I don't want you to be able to erase anything here. Put it to paper. But here it is. You're going to write down 10 things that if they happen for you, it would change your life completely. I would like to, I want to, I will. Like put it in that if this happened to you, your life would change for the better because of this. 10 things. And this should be simple because all of you are not happy with some part of you, which is another problem, but another complete episode. We'll get there on another day. Love yourself. Love what you have. There's people with less. There's people with more. There's people with none. There's people who have too much. Whatever it is that you think your problem is, there's somebody who has that trifold times. Yeah, that's the word I'm using, trifold times. Anywho, next, after you write these 10 things, you're going to review your entire list, item by item. Okay? Now, you're going to select, ready for this? One thing from this list, and you're going to make that your actionable item. You're going to prioritize your entire list and you're going to come up with your top one and you're going to take those words out of that paper and you're going to post it everywhere to remind yourself what you said would change your life if you just did that. And then you're going to move towards making that a reality. It really is that simple. Write it down, review your own list, hold yourself accountable, and then post that message to yourself everywhere. If your goal is to be a trillionaire in 3 months, post it. This way you can see how close you came to it, how you nailed it, how far you are from it, whatever it may be. But if that's truly what your desires are, post it in a place that you can never forget what you want for you. Now, I know we talked about the vision board, and the vision board is just a series of events and things and places and people and all of the things that you're passionate about. This is different. This is telling yourself that this one thing will change your life, and I truly want to act on it. And every day you make one step to get closer to doing and achieving that goal. That's step 3. Every day you consciously make sure that something that you're choosing is aligning with the goal that you've asked for yourself. Now, you put it on your mirror, you put it on your cell phone, you put it on your laptop, you tape it to the fridge, you get a magnet backing, you do whatever. Listen, put it, and when you open that car door, you should see that message of what it is that you want for yourself. And every time that you do something, you say out loud, I choose me. It's that simple. Because that's what it's about. It's not just about who loves you. It's about who chooses you. It's also about what you're choosing. So, love is a feeling and choosing is a decision, and both take courage. But it also takes courage to stay small, to stay silent, to stay unfulfilled. You are always choosing. Choose you every damn time. And just like that, together, we make magic.